Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another evening here of racing here at Michigan Speedway with the LSRL Wilder Graphix Xfinity Series. I am Ronald Klein, my co-host tonight, as always, Rachel Thornhill. Doing very well. Doing very well. Thank you for joining me up in the booth tonight. Quick little pre-race show here before we get going. Here at Michigan with 100 laps. Going to be quite a long race. We'll talk a little bit about tonight's race. We'll talk a little bit about last week's race. Tonight's race, this is this is kind of the in between a short, or sorry, not a short track, but a 1.5 and a super speedway. It has all the makings of a super speedway, but yet it is not quite a super speedway. So draft will be somewhat important tonight, but you won't see the huge pack of cars like you do at super speedways. So your thoughts on tonight's race?
I'm definitely looking forward to this race. They have a larger turnout tonight, compared to last week. So, there's some people in here that didn't run, that I'm kind of looking forward to see like what they could do. Because like tonight we have Hermie Sadler. He didn't run last week. And there's a couple other names that I see, Derek Garrison and a few others. So
All right, and we'll back up. We'll rewind to last week. Hope I'm not getting my weeks messed up here. Were we at Atlanta last week? And pull up the information here real quick. Sorry about that, folks. I kind of forgot where we were last week, to be honest. Yep, we were at Atlanta, and that was the kind of race that was a little bit different for us because we kept waiting for a caution and then kind of realized that we weren't probably going to get a caution. So I think that they have possibly gone away from stages now. Not positive. I guess we'll have to wait and see tonight if we have stages. We could probably pull up one of the guys and see, but last week was a nail biter right down to the end. Anthony Giuliano ended up taking the win away from Joseph Murata. Murata was on a fuel strategy, but was just unable to keep the pace that he needed to while he was trying to save fuel. So unfortunately, that cost Joseph Murata the win, but Anthony Giuliano coming out strong and took the win. Looks like my co-host for this evening is having some microphone difficulties. I see it going back and forth from not there to there, so give her a minute, see if she can get that fixed. And I guess I'll just continue to ramble on here. Checkered flag for the practice session is in the air, so we are going to get ready to go qualifying here. We'll set up our qualifying ticker. Be able to see who comes out on track here. Looks like we've got the 155 of Andrew Sasse out on track already. Amongst others, Michael Jeans is rolling out. Greg Sassman is coming off pit road. Harrison Chandler also coming off pit road. Joseph Murata coming down and around. We'll go ahead and go with Andrew since he was one of the first ones out on the track. We'll give him the camera time as he starts his first lap, goes up into turn number 1. Not quite up against the wall where I would expect. Is able to get down, but he's gonna have a push coming off the turn. Not the greatest of turns there. No disrespect intended, but gonna cost him some time as he went through 1 and 2, now through 3 and 4. He does run a pretty decent line, kind of lets it drift up a little bit. Aaron Hearn put up a time of 39.6. See what the 155 can put up on the board as he crosses the line. Puts up a 40.996. Here comes Harrison Chandler now. He just crossed the line and put a 39.3 up on the board. I think there's going to be a few. Here comes Michael Jeans on his first lap. Cameron Hearn just put up a 39.1. Dylan Gonis with a 39.2. Michael Jeans doing a warm-up on his tires on his first lap. Here comes his second lap. He'll see if he can take and put it towards the top of the board. Jeans ran a 40.07 on his first lap as he comes down into turns 3 and 4. You can tell that car is pitching sideways. He's really giving it about all it can handle. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Michael Jean's a good qualifier usually. We'll see where he ends up on the board. That will put him in the second position. He jumps to the second highest starting position, or second fastest time, excuse me. Hermie Sadler out there. Just finished up his qualifying. Looks like he will finish 7th. Adam Brady coming through turns 3 and 4. Put up a first lap of a 39.632. We'll see if he can improve upon that time. Does not. He runs a 39.792. With 1 minute left in qualifying. Like most of the cars have already put in their lap. Here's Elliott Sadler. Almost a matching paint scheme to his brother. See what kind of time Elliott can put down as he comes across for his first lap. He puts down a time of 39.256. That jumps him to 3rd on the leaderboard. Elliott's second lap, just barely going to be able to get it in. Well, not barely. He'll have a few seconds to spare, but just 30 seconds left in the qualifying run here. Let's see if he can improve over his first lap as he runs it high out of 4 and then swings it back down. Tries to get that momentum back coming to the line. We'll see if he improves. He does. He takes over the second position now from Michael Jeans. Michael Jeans, Elliott Sadler, teammates running together. And that will finish up our qualifying for tonight.
Sorry about that. I had mic issues.
All right, we can welcome Rachel back to the booth. Looks like she may have had some issues. Seems to have gotten them corrected, and we're getting ready to do our starting grid here. As soon as we get a couple more drivers out there, Rachel, I'll go ahead and have you start reading off our qualifying order, and I'll put them up. I'll put the screen up. We know Michael Jeans is up towards the front of the field, so I'm going to put the camera on him, and I got the grid on screen. Go ahead and tell the folks out there what our starting grid is going to be.
All right, starting in row 1, you've got Cameron Hearn as the pole sitter tonight. Then you have Elliott Sadler, um, and then you've got in third is Michael Jeans. Fourth is Dylan Gonis. Fifth, Harrison Chandler. Sixth, Landon Quessenberry. Um, Seventh is Craig Samuelson. Eighth, Hermie Sadler. Ninth, Derek Garrison. 10th, Aaron Hearn. 11th, Anthony Giuliano. 12th, Andrew Soche. 13th, Adam Brady. 14th, Joseph Murata. 15th, Jeffrey Converse. 16th, Andrew Brigante. 17th, Leonard Frost. And 18th, John Woolham.
All right, and thank you for that. That is going to be your qualifying grid for this evening. Cameron Hearn once again showing some speed during qualifying. The big question of the evening will be, can that speed from qualifying carry over? About to find out as the cars get ready to roll off pit road here at Michigan Speedway in the Wilder Graphix Xfinity series here. 100 laps. I do believe if everything is as it was before, they're going to have about 5 sets of tires total. I don't think they get a quick repair, but should be an interesting night
No, they
racing.
normally don't, unless something has changed. But normally there is no. Yeah, no, they don't have one.
The caution flags will be a something we don't want to see here. Obviously, the caution laps are going to take an extended amount of time. Being a big track like this, the track is, I believe, just right around 2 miles. I can bring that information up here. Exactly 2 miles. Track temp is 116 degrees, so that will be something to kind of watch out for as well. As we get ready here, pace car ducks on down. We're waiting on the green flag. Green flag waves, and Cameron Hearn gets on the loud pedal. Away he goes. Elliott Sadler to his outside gets a very good start as well. Michael Jeans, Dylan Gonis right there with the both of them. This is something we'll probably see for a few laps. A little bit of side-by-side racing, then eventually it'll probably single file out as Michael Jeans makes his way underneath Elliott Sadler to his outside. Looks like Sadler drawing a little bit of draft from the 15 car. Michael Jeans pulling up on the inside, going down into turn 3.
Yeah, and it looks like Cameron Hearn is doing what he does best and pretty much separates himself from the rest of the field. You've got the 29 of Harrison Chandler on the inside of Dylan Gomez right now, fighting for that 4th position.
Cameron Hearn stepping out momentarily on these guys. As Rachel mentioned, Harrison Chandler moving his way up. Here we start to see that single file starting to kind of work its way through here as we see the number 15 of Cameron Hearn. Elliott Sadler still running in second. Michael Jeans in third. Harrison Chandler fourth. Dylan Gonis in fifth. Craig Sassman in 6th, Landon Quisenberry in 7th, Derek Garrison in 8th, Adam Brady 9th, and Anthony Giuliano, last week's winner, running in the top 10. Aaron Hearn currently in 11th, Jeffrey Converse 12th. We got a little battle between Leonard Frost and Joseph Murata there for 13th and 14th. Andrew Brigante back in the 15th position. Andrew Sassi has fallen back to the 16th. And last car on the lap, Hermie Sadler.
I'm not sure what could have happened because Harmony started in the 8th position and now he's already fallen back to 17.
He's fallen quite a ways off the pace, but I've raced around and raced with Hermie before. He does kind of like to fall back early in the race and then kind of save his tires and work his way back through. It'll work pretty well against a good chunk of these guys, but for some of them, they're just gonna, they're gonna step out and step away. There's no way that he's gonna catch him unless there's a caution or something. As we look like might be a move here for the 5th position, number 30 of Craig Sassman moves down the inside of the 27. 27 fighting back on the outside. Dylan Gonas giving Craig a little run for his money down the front stretch here. 27 will clear the 30.
Yeah, it looks like Craig is still trying to kind of find a way around Dylan, but Dylan just went back down on to almost on the apron. So I think they're kind of trying to block each other a little bit. But you got the 156 of Landon Quisenberry that dropped to the inside of Craig Sassman, trying to pass him right now. Ooh, and that was extremely close.
Cameras were pointed on them at that moment, as we have another close side-by-side here with the 8 and the 30. They almost touch. 30 almost gets into the outside wall. I think that move that the 30 attempted on the 27 may have cost him on the tires.
Yeah, it does seem like he's starting to fall back. But as we say that, you do have 156 of Landon just got passed by, that would have been Derek Garrison that got around him.
Derek Garrison trying to move his way up. He's in the 6th position, actually looking to move on up into the 5th position, as he's going to go try to work on that car right there, the 27 of Dylan Gonas. Elliott Sadler is still firmly in the 2nd position. Cameron Hearn jumped out to a pretty sizable lead. It's kind of shrinking ever so slightly. It's down to 0.6 of a second. They're almost both in the same screen here. At certain points of the track, you're going to catch both of them in the same screen. Looks like Elliott Sadler knows how to get around the virtual Speedway. We know that he could do it in real life, did it in real life, so we know that he can do it out there in real life. Looks like he's got a good hold on it here in the virtual side of things as well, as he continues to creep up to Cameron ever so slightly. Actually lost a little bit of time coming out of 4 there.
Yeah, and then you also have Michael Jeans that's trying to catch up to them, and then you got Harrison Chandler right behind Jeans. He's cutting down that gap between the two of them.
Somebody else that's either cutting the gap or losing the gap is that number 8 car on your screen, Derek Garrison, and the 27 of Dylan Gonas. Not sure if Dylan is going back at the same time that Derek is moving forward, or if Derek is just moving forward, but there is definitely a closure there between the two. I'm watching the gap between Dylan and Harrison right now. Dylan does seem to be falling off just ever so slightly.
Yes, I noticed that too. Dylan was about, it was about 1.9 was his time off of Cameron, and now it's about 2, right at 2 seconds. So he's starting to fall back because Derek was at like a 2.3. So yeah, Derek's is able to actually kind of close that gap because Dylan's kind of fallen off. But
Man,
as we mentioned that, Derek to the inside of Dylan right now, trying to pass him for that 5th position.
things heating up in multiple places around the track. Looks like Michael Jeans just made a move on Elliott Sadler, moving back to Dylan Gonis. Here comes the 8 to the inside again. I think this is potentially, if the 8 car does it right, this is where he'll probably be able to go ahead and clear the 27, and he does. Here comes a 156 as well. He's going to try to get below the 27. Not going to happen this lap, but Michael Jeans was able to get around his teammate of Elliott Sadler. Harrison Chandler tight on the back bumper of both of those cars as they all three try to track down Cameron Hearn, still out in front by about 0.6 of a second. Dylan now back on the bumper of the number 8 car. Derek keeps about 1 lane up off of the white line there in turns 3 and 4. As we come to complete lap 15 of 100. Excuse me, sorry, 14 of 100 actually. I thought they were on 14 when they crossed the line, but I was wrong.
It does look like Landon, the 156 of Landon Quisenberry, he's kind of fallen off. He's fallen back a little bit. He was a lot closer to Dylan Gonis, and now he's fallen back quite a bit. So, because now Anthony Giuliano has actually caught up with him. And Anthony to the inside of Landon. Landon's running pretty high up towards that outside wall. If he possibly just got loose or something, but now he's, he's kind of keeping somewhat of a gap between the two of them. Looks like Harrison Chandler has closed, well, is starting to actually lose some time on this run. He's actually fallen back somewhat. He's not actually on the back of the Jeans anymore, so I'm not sure if he's holding back or maybe it's tire wear. Looks like Anthony Giuliano actually did get the pass on Landon. And so now Anthony is in 7th.
Anthony Giuliano moving up to 7th place after starting 11th, but that does put him 4.2 seconds back from the leader. As we take a look back towards Hermes Sadler, he was 9 seconds back from the leader at one point. He's now currently being shown 17 seconds back in 16th position. Back towards the front, Elliott Sadler has gotten back around his teammate Michael Jeans, putting himself up into the 2nd position. they're still about a half a second behind your leader, Cameron Hearn. Kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious to know if Cameron is running very hard at this point or if he's just kind of taking it easy.
Yeah, with Cameron, I'm not sure if he's running it hard or not. It could be he might not actually be running too hard. I know there's been a couple times where we've thought he's been running hard, and then he'll say, "Oh no, I wasn't really running hard. I was conserving the tires." But whatever it is, he's figured out a way to keep a gap between him and the rest of the field. So
My gap is shrinking here, as I would assume that we're just past about halfway of the run here on fuel. I think they can probably go 32 to 35, maybe 30 to 37, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm not sure exactly.
yeah, I know they're running on 70% fuel.
I think that should put them, generically speaking, probably just within the window to do a pit stop at 33 and pit stop at 36. So we'll have to wait and see here, as Elliott Sadler is definitely starting to run down Cameron. But again, it's so oh, and we have a caution out. I don't see anybody falling in the...
Would this be a stage or?
Okay, so they may have gone to a stage caution here.
It might be. I couldn't find anybody on track.
No, I can't
So.
either. All right, so we'll take it as that was a stage caution, and we're gonna step away here, and we'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Alrighty, and we're back live here at Michigan Speedway with the LSRL Wilder Graphix Xfinity Series. Stage number 1 is complete. Leader for the stage number 1 was Cameron Hearn through that pit stop cycle, though. Must have had a little bit of trouble getting into the pits or something. Being shown in the 5th position. Meanwhile, Elliott Sadler takes over the lead during that caution and through those pit stops. Michael Jeans is now in 2nd place. Harrison Chandler moves up to 3rd. And Derek Garrison moves up into the 4th position. As I said, Cameron Hearn is going to be rolling off 5th on this restart. 6th, Landon Quisenberry. Anthony Giuliano in 7th, Dylan Gonis in 8th, 9th, Adam Brady, 10th, Aaron Hearn, Joseph Murata, 11th, 12th, Andrew Saucier, 13th, Andrew Brigante, Jeffrey Converse will be rolling 14th, Hermie Sadler, 15th, Craig Sassman actually being shown 16th right now. We'll see what his actual position is here momentarily. And Leonard Frost is in the pits. Leonard's got quite a bit of damage to the rear of his car. Now, I didn't see him go around, but we don't know if that was a stage caution or not, folks. Very possibly. I don't know. Maybe the 14 had something happen there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was trying to look throughout the field whenever that caution came out, and I didn't see anything unless it was just a minor incident where it was just him by himself. That's the only thing I could think of that possibly he might have hit the wall or something on his
Pace car
own.
is off, and here we go. Elliott Sadler takes off a little bit early, gets a good jump. As you see him take off and get away from Michael Jeans. Got a really good jump out of the gun there.
Right, and you also have Harrison Chandler that's on the inside of Derek Garrison trying to get around him. But Derek's really holding him off on, so, I mean, we'll have to see if he's able to get around him and clear him.
Tight racing, both racers kind of running real close to each other there. Dangerous situation even on new tires, but Harrison does clear Derek as they go through 3 and 4. That'll put Harrison now up into the 3rd position. We'll see if Cameron Hearn can make his way back towards the front here.
Right, and you also have Michael Jeans is on the back bumper of Elliott Sadler.
Those two are drafting together. Literally, that's what they're doing. They're getting in line and they're trying to draft together to get away from the rest of the field. Which does work to a certain degree, but I mean, you got to get away from the other cars enough for them not to benefit from the draft of your car. So it's Elliott and Michael doing the same thing that Derek and Cameron Derek and Chandler, Harrison Chandler are doing right now. And it looks like the draft that the 29 and the 8 are getting is much more beneficial as they run right up on the back of Michael Jeans there in turn 3. Back to a 4-car pack at the front. Cameron Hearn just a couple car lengths back. Only about 3/10 off the driver in front of him. 156 of Landon Quisenberry trying to latch onto the back of Cameron Hearn. Then there's a slight gap back to Anthony Giuliano and Dylan Gonis here. There's a fight between Gonis and Giuliano, and here comes Aaron Hearn to the inside of Giuliano as well. So Giuliano going to lose 2 positions in about a half a lap.
Right, and then you also have Adam Brady right behind Giuliano, and then you have Joseph Murata. You got Giuliano that just went to the inside but unfortunately, he ended up losing a little bit of ground because now he's on the inside of Brady. And if Brady's able to clear him, then that means he'll end up losing another position.
Now, the Xfinity car does have a little bit more power than, say, the trucks and whatnot, but it is still a momentum type thing where you get down there on that bottom, you're going to lose some momentum. As we see Aaron Hearn actually challenging Dylan Gonis now for the 6th position. We'll see. You can see the 11 car got bogged down a little bit coming off the corner. Dylan Gonis able to run it a little bit harder on the outside. That allows him to slightly pull ahead, but we'll see if that changes here through 3 and 4. There's a little more grip down at the bottom. The 11 car was going to slide up, decided not to do it. They're going to draw even as they come back to the start-finish line. Great little battle here for the 6th position between Aaron Hearn and Dylan Gonis as they get ready to go at it again as we go through turns 1 and 2. Dylan very high on the racetrack. I think he's going to lose some position here. 3 wide now on the back stretch.
Yeah, Brady ended up making it a 3 wide attempt. So.
And unfortunately, somebody was going to get turned there. I don't want to say that I saw it coming, but I was definitely afraid it was going to happen. And
right. Unfortunately,
3 wide on the back
Brady's
stretch. Yep.
in the wall.
We'll go ahead and rewind it. We'll go far chase to the rear, and we'll just kind of watch this from a slight overhead angle. Just a little touch. Not a lot of room given there. The 77 goes up. Does get the wall. No quick repair. He may be able to go into the pits and get some of that repaired. But unfortunately, this being a big speed track, that is definitely going to hurt him with the amount of damage that I saw on that right front fender. We'll give you a front end view. You can see how buckled in the right front fender is. It's going to definitely take away from the aerodynamics of that car. So expect to see Brady on pit road getting that thing repaired. We watch and see if anybody's going to come down pit road. None of the front 7, 8, 9, 10 come, but I believe Jeffrey Converse.
Yeah, Jeffrey Converse, Brady came down.
Brady, Converse, and Briganti, it looks like, all came down, as well as Army Sadler. So we'll see you in a few minutes, folks. We're going to take another caution break, and we'll be back here shortly. All right, we are back here live at Michigan Speedway where Elliott Sadler's out front. Pace car ducks off, and he's going to be getting ready to go green flag racing here. He puts a loud pedal down. He scampers away from the number 29 at Harrison Chandler. The 08 of Michael Jeans did not get a really great restart there. Harrison Chandler may have a chance to actually pull to his inside, but Jeans drives it in a little bit deeper on that outside, able to clear Harrison Chandler. Here comes Derek Garrison to the outside as well. He'll move up into the third position. Harrison Chandler falls back to fourth. Cameron Hearn got a pretty decent restart. He's sitting back there in the fifth position, but he's right on the bumper of Harrison Chandler.
Yeah, it looks like Cameron Hearn is still in the fifth position. He's trying to get onto the back bumper of Harrison Chandler.
Well, we are just past 1/3 way through the race. We're on lap 36 of 100. Unfortunately, just had a caution that damaged one of the cars. We'll do a quick update on him. We'll look at Adam Brady. Now, either they got... Let me take a look at his front end here. You can still see the damage, but Brady was able to get the majority of it beat out there on pit lane, and he's currently in 11th, which is actually better than I would have thought, to be completely honest.
Right, with the damage that he had to get fixed. The 96 of Jeffrey Converse ended up linking out. But now he's back on track.
Change for the third position as well as possibly fourth. That's going to move. Here comes Cameron Hearn's going to make a move to the inside of Harrison Chandler after Chandler got around the number 8 of Derek Garrison. Hearn now making a move to the inside, clears Harrison Chandler. Here comes Derek Garrison on the inside of Harrison. I'm going to try to make this pass as he goes down into turns number 3 and 4. Gets down to the bottom. We'll see if he can make it stick down there. He starts to come up the track just a little bit. Is able to hold it down there long enough, but not able to complete the pass. Harrison hanging on the outside. We'll see how the entry for the 8 here is. He does get up enough to apex the corner. That's going to allow him to sneak past the 29. I think I might be mistaken. The 29 got a very good run on the outside there, almost drawing dead even with the number 8 car now.
Yeah, they've been staying extremely close to each other. And then you also got the 27 of Dylan Jonas that just dropped to the inside of Harrison Chandler.
It's not something that you want to do at in a high-speed track like this, when you're nose to tail. Everything is good. Everything's, splendid, so to speak. But watch the 29 and the 27. They're going to go side by side here with the Hermie Sadler looking to the inside. You'll watch the number 8 slowly pull away from this 3-car pack. As here we go once again, 3 wide. Going to see if it's going to work this time. It does. Dylan Jonas and Elliott Sadler both drove it in pretty deep. Harrison Chandler now running in 6th position. He was able to stay in front of Dylan.
Right, but that dropped Dylan back to 7th, and now you also have Garrison. He was trying to go to the inside of Hermie, but I think he kind of backed off and ended up not trying to take that chance.
Sometimes if somebody's gonna fight you really hard, sometimes even though you may be just as fast or even faster, sometimes it's better to just let out of it, let them go, get behind them, and wait for them to make a mistake or something rather than put yourself back. Here comes Chandler trying to make a move on Garrison. He does clear him, so that was actually a pretty smart move, a good pass there. You don't want to get yourself into a situation, like I said, where you're side by side, because you're just going to lose time to the leaders. So Harrison was able to pull that move off pretty quickly in one turn and not lose a bunch of time to the leaders, though they are now 1.9 seconds back as we go back to the front. Elliott Sadler looking very strong, sitting out front, running very well. Big charger, hard charger. The number 9 of Hermie Sadler. How can that be, or why? Hermie was at the back earlier. He was 19 seconds back. Well, we had a caution, and that put them back together. They all pitted. And then we had another caution. It was about 12 laps on these guys' tires. And Hermie was one of the guys that went down and took tires. So 12 laps, tires matter. Because Hermie Sadler just drove from basically, I would think when he restarted, he probably started around the 13th position. He's currently running in the 2nd position. So if that goes green, Hermie Sadler is going to be looking really good here as he chases his brother down on the track. This is pretty cool. I haven't called one where both brothers were out there racing each other, so that's pretty cool. Both of these drivers used to be in NASCAR. They have since retired, and they are occasionally showing up in different leagues that we run and cover, and it's pretty cool to see them out there.
Right. Normally in LSRL, Elliot doesn't run very often. You'll see Hermie run every now and then. But this is definitely the first race that I have called where both of them have been racing.
Well, call the battle for the lead here, because here we go.
Yeah. You got Hermie that just went on the outside, the inside of Elliot to pass him for the lead. But I mean, Elliot's not that far behind. I'm sure that he'll probably catch up to him and battle it out again.
As we have another caution come out just now. Let's see if we can find out who. Jeffrey Converse with a ton of damage to the front of his car. We'll see if we can. Oh, that must have happened somewhere else. All right, folks, I'm not sure. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anybody like hit anything, so I'm not sure. I mean, we are on lap 46,
which I think would have been close for the stage 2.
Okay, it could be.
So this was probably a stage caution, folks. But regardless, if it was or was not, sorry, we don't have that information. But Hermie Sadler getting to the front here as this caution was being thrown, because everybody is on track and nobody was that far behind. I didn't see any major changes throughout. I didn't see any reason for a caution, so I'm pretty sure that this was a stage caution thrown by the admin. You would probably actually be able to see that that somebody threw a caution rather than.
Yes, I see it. So yeah, then this would have been a stage caution.
Yeah, so that's a stage caution then. So end of stage number 2, Hermie Sadler is going to be your stage winner. Hermie Sadler, stage winner. Elliott Sadler, second. Michael Jeans, third. We'll go ahead and put this in blimp mode so you can all watch the pit stops happen. And we're going to take another commercial break, or actually we're going to take a caution break. And we'll be back shortly. All right, and we are back live here at Michigan Speedway. Pace cars off. Adam Brady gonna lead us down here. Gets on the loud pedal, and away we go. Brady not getting the greatest of jumps as the Sadler team on the outside, the 9 and the 99.
Yeah, I think with Brady, it's because of that front end damage that he has. It's just not working for him.
Hermie
Oh, and
Sadler
Hermie
gets
got
way loose.
sideways, and he's lost a ton of position.
Does save it though. Here comes Cameron Hearn now to the inside of Michael Jeans. He's going to try to make that work. Michael Jeans getting a little bit loose. 3 wide down the front stretch here as we go across lap 51 of 100. Michael Jeans just able to get in front of
Harrison. That was he got kind of loose too, and almost got into the back of her.
Adam Brady getting real close to Harrison Chandler there. They almost touch. Brady avoids it, goes to the high side.
Got Joseph Murata on the inside of Aaron Hearn. Oh, and Aaron Hearn just crossed back over and got it back on the inside of Anthony Giuliano.
Battle towards the front here. We've got Cameron Hearn battling with Michael Jeans on the inside versus the outside. Who's going to get the better run as they go down the back stretch? It's going to be Michael Jeans, but here comes Cameron Hearn driving it in a little bit deeper, able to get right to that left rear quarter. Going to try to drive beside the 08 and clear him as they come across the start finish line almost in a dead heat. Cameron Hearn pulling ahead just a little bit. He's going to be right to the back bumper now almost of Elliott Sadler as they enter turns 1 and 2. Michael Jeans lets off, lets Cameron go, tucks in behind Harrison Chandler now in the 4th position. Aaron Hearn climbed his way up into the 5th position. I think this is where you know, stages are over. There's no playing around anymore. Cameron Hearn looks like he's on a mission at the moment. He's going for the lead against Elliott Sadler right now as he draws a bead on the inside line of Sadler as they go down into turn number 1. See if Sadler decides to try to push it through this corner or if he does not, and kind of just, I'm not sure that he really pushed it through the corner. Looked like he kind of pinched down a little bit to impede the 15's ability to get a real good arc into the corner. Here comes the 15 with a strong charge down on the inside. Cameron Hearn not able to clear the 99.
Yeah, and then you also have Harrison Chandler right behind him. He just ducks down to the inside of Michael Jeans. You also have that's Aaron Hearn right behind them.
As you can tell, the side-by-side racing is starting to bring the other cars forward. Harrison Chandler being one of them and Aaron Hearn being the other. Michael Jeans with a kind of a weird move there, moved himself up the track, and that puts him back into the 4th position now. Sadler still trying as they go into turn 1. Cameron Hearn right on the rear bumper of the number 99 of Elliott Sadler through turns 1 and 2. Possible change here for 3rd place. Michael Jeans, Harrison Chandler running very hard against each other. Here comes Aaron Hearn on the back bumper of the 99. Literally bump drafting down the back stretch.
That's pretty much the closest battle. Well, I was gonna say it's the closest battle that we had on track, but you also have the 14 of Leonard Frost that just dropped to the inside of Adam Brady to take trying to take that 11th position. But I believe with both of them having damage, it's kind of difficult for both of them to really race side by side. Leonard got a pretty good run just now, and Adam ended up moving up closer to that outside wall.
A 3-wide situation now with the 24, 14, and 77. We'll see if they all make it out of this alive, and they do. Andrew Brigante comes out ahead as he passes both of them going into turn 1 and 2. Meanwhile, back to the front, it's pretty much the same story. Elliott Sadler still leading. Cameron Hearn basically right on his bumper. Harrison Chandler in third and Michael Jeans in fourth. Aaron Hearn still kind of part of this pack, and Anthony Giuliani said, I want to be part of it too. He's now caught up to the back of Aaron Hearn. Just behind them, Derek Garrison, who's been kind of running up there all night long, back in the 7th position, as well as Landon Quisenberry. So Joseph Murata 9th, Hermie Sadler 10th. Hermie is now 3.6 seconds back after winning that stage and starting second. Hermie had gotten loose in turn number 1, and that kind of set him back a little bit, but he caught the car and he's still in the top 10. So it comes in might be an attempt here for the pass for the lead. Cameron Hearn dips down through the tri-oval, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. I thought he might be able to get a little bit of a run down there because it's a shorter distance around, but didn't really change much as Elliott Sadler continues to lead here on lap 60 of 100. Cameron Hearn in second, Harrison Chandler third, Michael Jeans fourth, and Anthony Giuliano your top 5.
I also noticed that Jeffrey Converse and Craig Sassama took their cars to the garage. So we've got 15 cars on the field right now.
And go inside the cockpit view of Cameron Hearn. We'll take a ride around the Speedway with him. You can listen to him work the throttle and see how close he gets to the wall and to the car in front of him, as he actually makes a move to the inside here.
Yeah, he tried to make that move, but then Elliott ended up kind of coming down, and then now Elliott's higher up towards that outside wall. And I think Cameron's just trying to figure out some type of line to be able to get around Elliott. Now you've got Harrison Chandler on the inside of Cameron Hearn. Battle it out for that second position. They're extremely close to each other, almost touching.
Gonna allow Elliott Sadler to kind of scoot away, get a little bit of breathing room here as Harrison Chandler and Cameron Hearn go at it side by side. Chandler kind of pushing up just a little bit, kind of forcing Cameron Hearn out of his line. They draw even down the backstretch. You see Michael Jeans kind of going to the inside, trying to help push along that 29. Not sure if that was his intention or if he was just trying to get around the 15, catch him on the outside. But Harrison Chandler does move up to second, while Cameron Hearn falls back to third. Michael Jeans continues to run in fourth. Elliott Sadler had a little bit of breathing room there. Got about a 0.3 second advantage over Harrison Chandler right now. We are going to have at least one pit stop here under green if there is no caution, so kind of expect to see with the amount of cars that we have as spread out as they're getting, as long as these little packs of cars that we have that are running together, like Landon and Joseph, as long as they keep it clean. Joseph actually looks like he might be making a move down here, going for the 8th position over Landon, and it is not quite there. Joseph choosing not to run extremely hard on exit, maybe trying to save those tires a bit. Joseph moves down to the bottom in 3 and 4. We'll clear the 156. That moves Joseph up into the 8th position, moving back up towards the front. Elliott Sadler still continuing to lead. Harrison Chandler drawing a bead on him. Think he's going to force it in here this time. I don't think he's going to lift. Elliott doing a bit of door draft there, side draft in the 29. But I believe the 29 had a good enough run. Nope, he does not clear him yet, but I think turn 3 and 4, when you're up real high, especially when you're forced up as high as Chandler forced him there, you don't really have a chance to hold it very well on that outside.
Right, and now Cameron Hearn is on the inside of Elliott and trying to get that pass on him.
See if Cameron goes for the pass here. I think he's going to push it and go for it, which he does. So that moves Cameron now up into the 2nd position. Your leader for quite a while there. Elliott now finds himself in 3rd position with his teammate Michael Jeans running 4th. Harrison Chandler was a pretty smart move the lap before entering the corner where he did to get around the 99.
Yeah, but now you've got Cameron Hearn that's he was trying to get to the inside of Harrison Chandler, but he just didn't have enough momentum going towards the bottom of the apron, so he slid back up behind him, but it won't be long before Cameron tries to pull another move somehow, some way to get around Harrison.
Yeah, I think if I was Harrison, I would stop driving with my mirror. It looks, and this is just an observation from me, in my opinion. I don't know that he is for sure, but it looked to me like the 29 is kind of driving out of his mirror, and that can get you in trouble. You know, you're best to just drive your line, and if somebody gets around you, they get around you. There's still 30 laps to go in this race. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position where, you know, you get hooked or you get a little bump or whatever because you pulled down in front of somebody trying to block or take somebody's line away. But that's just my personal opinion. They can drive however they want. If it was me, I personally wouldn't put myself in that position.
No, I agree with you. I wouldn't either. I would just keep driving. If they get around, you know, he still has enough laps to where he could close that gap if somebody ended up passing him. So, you know, we're not down to, you know, the very end of the race. He still has time.
Harrison's running a pretty smart line now. He changed his line. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he kind of changed his line going into 1 and 2, and kind of moving around through 3 and 4. Almost seems like he's kind of watching behind him to see what Cameron's going to do, but pretty much if he stays, see how he runs his line through 1 and 2 here. If he runs that line, it's going to be almost impossible with unworn tires for Cameron to get around him, so can't really do much better than that on older tires through 1 and 2. We'll see what the line of entry and center corner is. Once again, there, you know, he's kind of takes away anything that Cameron can do there. So unless he starts to get real tight and can't hold the line, I think Harrison Chandler's in a pretty good position right now. Plus, like I said, we still have green flag pit stops that we're going to have to see here. So interesting battle to watch out here at the front of the field. We'll take a quick walk through the field. We'll start at the back with Andrew. He's in the pits. Adam Brady, currently 14th. Andrew Briganti, 13th. Leonard Frost is up to 12th. Dylan Gonis is in 11th. Hermie Sadler's now 10th. Landon Quisenberry is up to 9th. Murata is 8th. Aaron Hearn, 7th. Derek Garrison is 6th. Anthony Giuliano running in the 5th position now. Michael Jeans, 4th place. Elliott Sadler, 3rd. Cameron Hearn, 2nd. And Harrison Chandler running 1st. Coming out in front of the leaders will be the 155 of Andrew Saucier. So they're going to probably go by him, but he's going to have fresh tires. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how long it'll be before Andrew can make his way back around the leaders, as Harrison Chandler not quite able to keep it down, but there wasn't really a move there from Hearn. I kind of expected a move there to the inside, but Hearn deciding not to do that. Chandler running a little bit different line through 1 and 2 this time.
Yeah, Landon Quisenberry came down pit road, but his pit was extremely short. So I'm guessing by how short it was, he might have only came down for like 2 tires, if that.
Maybe 2 tires and some fuel.
Yeah, because he was barely down there. So
as we see a couple more guys ducking down, we'll watch Joseph Murata and Dylan Gonis. See if anybody else does a shorter style pit stop. It does show Derek Garrison had 1 lap down as well. So, and he's actually in front of Landon. So if it was a 2-tire stop strategy, oh, there might have been no contact. Never mind. So your leaders pit. Elliott Sadler had already pitted. He's coming back out on track now. He's gonna kind of merge up with your current leader, Michael Jeans. But the person who has benefited the most in reality is actually Derek Garrison. He beat Elliott Sadler out. We look at Cameron Hearn. He's on pit road still.
Hermie Sadler came down pit road.
We're about to see our two leaders, where they're gonna kind of come out in this whole deal. Harrison Chandler gets away pretty well. I think Derek Garrison is going to kind of fall in between, actually. Harrison Chandler got in and out of pit road pretty well. His tires are a little bit fresh, so they're a little bit slick, but Derek already has 2 laps on his tires, so 2 lap difference in tires can be a pretty big deal here. We'll see how long it takes, or if it even happens, for the 29 of Chandler to get to the back of the number 8 car. Then you have, and by the way, Michael Jeans is actually still out on track, maybe hoping for a caution. I know he does like to run long and then come in and do short runs on his tires. He actually is coming down pit road this time. Locks him up. We'll see if he gets it down to speed. I'm sure he did. Looks like he got it down to speed, but that's going to hand the lead over to Adam Brady temporarily as he's coming down pit road. So it'll cycle around, and this will be your lead, your top three. Number 8 on the screen of Derek Garrison, and the number 29 of Harrison Chandler. Number 67 of Cameron Hearn will take over the third position as these pit stops cycle through. Then Elliott Sadler, who is currently being shown, waiting for it to update, being shown 1.1 seconds back. As Chandler tries to make a move on the outside. Oh, Chandler into the wall hard. Hearn.
Oh yeah, and Hearn got it kind of loose, but he was able to.
He was able to save it. And that is exactly what Cameron Hearn probably wanted and needed. Harrison's car is going to be destroyed down the front stretch. The Elliott Sadler now 9/10 of, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm sorry, 1.1 seconds to Cameron Hearn. So Cameron Hearn, once again, is in a position that we're all too familiar with. I think that you're going to see the number 8 car kind of fall off. I believe he probably came out of the pits, drove relatively harder than he maybe needed to. Burn the tires up a little bit because you're seeing Cameron Hearn just starting to pull away. Elliott Sadler's, I don't think that he drove too hard, but he is falling back as well. So Cameron Hearn just put it into overdrive here, and it looks like he's going to start pulling away from the field.
Right, and yeah, like you.
Nope. Your microphone cut out there.
Like you mentioned with Garrison, he is starting to fall back. Like right now, he's at 0.6 seconds, so 0.6, and before that he was at 2/10. So yeah, he's starting to fall back some.
Yeah, he actually lost even more than that. He's a full 1 second back now. Elliott Sadler, though, slightly closing in. He's 1.9 seconds back. Don't know if he's got any magic tricks, but if he's got any, he's going to need to use them. Cameron Hearn getting through turn 1 and 2 much better than everybody else right now. That seems to be where he is really making up a good chunk of the time as I'm watching the live timing data right now. Elliott Sadler still losing ground.
Oh, caution is out.
Oh, wow. That would be the 155 of Andrew Saucier, which is kind of strange because he was way off the racing surface. We'll go ahead and rewind it and see if he spun on the track in front of somebody else. He just gets in the wall, spins, kind of spins out on the track and then spins down to the inside. It's kind of strange for caution to come out with the car down there. Usually they don't throw the caution for that, but caution came out regardless, folks. So yes, it is what it is. That will definitely change the outcome of this race. We're going to put it on the leader here. We're going to go to the blimp cam, see who pits and see who does not. I think you'll probably see everybody come down for what will probably be the final pit stop here. And we'll be back after a moment. Like I said, we'll put it in blimp mode. We're going to go to caution, and then we're going to run a commercial from one of our sponsors. All right, we are back here live at Michigan Speedway where just had a caution. We showed you what had happened out there and some interesting developments out there. You probably saw it on caution, but we'll talk it over real quick. Number 99 of Elliott Sadler stayed out on tires. He is currently, when the caution came out, I think he had 8 laps on his tires. It's currently showing that he has 10 on his tires. Michael Jeans showing he has 6 on his now. Derek Garrison, I believe, took 2. Cameron Hearn got a fresh set of tires, and so did everyone else behind him. We're going to get ready to take on the green flag here momentarily as we come through 3 and 4. Rachel, you think that the guys up front with a little lesser tires have a shot here?
I think that if they can get a good run, they might stay up to the front for a short period of time, but I have a feeling these other guys are going to run them down because they're all on fresh tires.
Pace car goes down. Elliott Sadler fires off, gets a huge restart. Michael Jeans to his outside did not get the restart that I'm sure that he was looking for. Michael Jeans going to go into turn 1 and run just about in the center of the racetrack. That's going to prevent Cameron Hearn from getting underneath him or above him through the corner. But here comes Cameron Hearn on the inside down the back stretch. He's going to go ahead and shove it on down in there. Kind of pushes the 08 towards the top there. Elliott Sadler, nothing that they can do. Neither one of these cars seem to have the speed to run with Cameron Hearn with those fresh tires. Even as Cameron enters here on the low side with the newer tires, I believe he's just going to have that much more speed as he just about clears Elliott Sadler. I think Gene's probably making a good decision going and kind of leaving his dance partner there, Gene's with fresher tires than Elliott. But here comes the 156 now of Landon Quisenberry up into the fighting for the 3rd position against Elliott Sadler.
Right, and then you also have Aaron Hearn that got around Anthony Giuliano, and now he's right behind Elliott Sadler. But Hermie is about to is right on the back bumper of Anthony Giuliano. And something must have happened. Something must have happened to Elliott because he just started falling back pretty far. I mean, he's fallen back to 7th.
I'm going to say that has everything to do with the tires and not much else to do with anything else. Elliott is out there on the oldest set of tires that there is. He's got 14 laps on his tires now. Michael Jeans is managing to hold on right now, but he has 10 laps on his tires, and he is in danger of getting taken down here by Landon Quisenberry. But the only thing that's going to save those two, big tracks like this, tires, it's always a big question. How many laps do you have on your tires? Sometimes you think, just a couple laps, not that big of a deal. But we saw earlier where Hermie Sadler pitted when guys had like 10 laps on their tires. And remember, he went from 13th all the way to the front. So it's just really not a whole lot that they could do. You're kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't kind of thing. They thought maybe by staying, I think they thought by staying out they might have had a better chance. But on new tires, these guys are just too fast. But Cameron Hearn is going to be under fire here from Landon Quisenberry here.
Yeah, Landon has had a really good run so far. And I mean, he's pretty much right on the back bumper of Cameron.
I did not expect that at all. Cameron seemed like he was gonna just pull away, and walk away with the win here. But the 156 passed some cars and has gotten to the back bumper. I'm not sure if there's something, if I think Cameron took 4 tires, so I don't think it's a tire difference. Maybe Landon's just been holding back. I'm not sure.
Also, you got Anthony Giuliano to the inside of Michael Jeans right now, and also behind him is the 27 of Dylan Gonis, and they both just passed Jeans. Jeans is just constantly falling further and further back. So Jeans is currently in 7th now.
Focusing more towards the front here, the battle that's going on up front with 8 laps to go. Still quite a bit of a race to go, but these two are kind of pulling away ever so slightly. Aaron Hearn was about 0.6 back a lap ago. He's now 7.3. I'm sorry, 0.73, 0.7 back from the leader. Now 0.9 back, so he lost something there. But Landon is hanging right there with Cameron Hearn.
You got Anthony Giuliano that just went to the inside.
That's going to be a tough pass.
Yeah,
he entered low. He's going to lose a ton of momentum down there.
Yeah, he's just not able to keep it going.
Back to the front. The battle at the front, I gotta say, if you're Landon and you want this win, you're gonna have to go. I'm sure he's probably given it pretty much everything that he's got, but you got to give it more. You can't wait. Your tires are. You're not gonna outlast Cameron on tires. You're gonna have to get. You're gonna have to draft him. You're gonna have to get to him, and you're gonna have to make a move on him.
Yeah, I mean, there's 5 laps to go. I mean, he's gonna have to take a risk and make a move fast.
I think the longer that you go, the less likely when you get there to make that move. The car is not. It's just not going to stick. You're going to have to get to the back bumper on the front stretch or on the back stretch and take it to the inside, and pretty much just hold your ground. Stay. The outside can pin a car down, so to speak, but being on the inside, you can also pin a car up. You don't have to turn in when he does. You can wait. Cameron may have made a mistake here. Here we go. They're going to get side by side. Cameron's going to have a little better run off, but the 156 has an opportunity to dive. He kind of backed off there. I thought maybe he would dive it down in.
Right. Yeah. He ended up not. But it looks like he's trying to get right. He's getting to the inside of him right now.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but here the 156 needs to go high. But he's not. He's going to run it hard down into the corner. He's going to let off. He's going to drift up, try to block the crossover. Here comes the crossover.
Hearn went down to the inside of him. And is about to. It's going to try and clear Landon.
He's got him cleared. The mistake was overdriving the corner down on the bottom. He's going to have one more shot at it, I think. But here comes Anthony Giuliano. Kind of out of nowhere. He's now up into the 3rd position. While these guys have been battling, he's been making up time on them. 3 laps to go. It's getting exciting. I think the front 2 may have burned their tires up, and Anthony Giuliano seems to be coming on very strong. But if he's going to do something, he's got to make it happen very quick, because he's got to pass 2 cars, not just 1.
Right, yeah, and he doesn't have much time to do it. I mean, like you said, they only got 2 laps to go.
If he's gonna do it, he's got to get the 156 now, and then he's got to get Cameron on the last lap. Here comes another attempt by the 156. I'd like to see him come up higher, but he's not going to do it. He's going to run it in, and he's going to try to slow up and pull a block, and he's a little more successful on the block this time, but he's still allowed Cameron to get to his inside and get a good run.
Right. And
you do not want to be on the outside.
Catch him. Yeah, Cameron's been able to get to the inside of him and pretty much pass him every time. But now you've got Anthony Giuliano that's just going to the inside of Landon.
That may have just handed Aaron Hearn the win as he drops down to the bottom. Anthony Giuliano goes down there with him, but he's going to be side by side with the 156, which is really going to impede his entry here. He's going to drive it in deep, but he's going to probably, he does blow it up, but he's going to lose a ton of momentum. The 156 rolls to the outside. The 17 car is not going to clear him. The drag race between the 156 and the 17. The 17 is going to have to drive down hard into the corner, let it float up the track, and hope that it sticks as he draft.
Looks like Anthony went way too high.
Well, that's because and they're crashing behind.
Sadler.
Yep. Hermie Sadler got into the wall. We'll show you that in a moment. Jeans was in it. We'll go ahead and back the tape up. As they were coming to the finish, we'll take a look at the number 9 car of Hermie Sadler. He was down on the inside. Oh, the 11 may have come off the... I don't know exactly what happened there. Maybe some miscommunication, but the 9 gets turned, gets hit. Jeans gets hit. Meanwhile, Cameron Hearn, your winner tonight. Anthony Giuliano able to pull off second place, and Landon Quisenberry in third. Get these guys ready to interview. We'll grab them and put them in the waiting room. All right, I'm going to bring in somebody. I'm not sure if this is Landon or not. Landon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Okay, so you are that person in TeamSpeak. Talk to me about your race tonight, and I've got a couple of questions for you about the end there.
It was a good race. This was one I definitely had circled. Just a great run overall. It was fun. Hate to lose at the end there, but Cameron's one heck of a wheel man, and if I was gonna have to earn that one to get by him there at the end. A good day. Wish my friend Katie Ferguson, he runs this league, was here to be here with me for my first top 3. But good day.
Okay, so in the closing laps, you look like you were faster for some reason. It doesn't happen often, but towards the end of a race where somebody's faster than Cameron, you look like you had him, and I'm not picking on you, okay? I don't want you to take it that way, but when you made your attempts to pass him in one, you kind of decided to enter mid to low instead of, riding him out towards the wall and kind of making him stay up there as long as you wanted to. And by doing so, you gave up a lot of speed. You had to let up, and that allowed him to cross over. Are you aware of what you were doing and wish that you could go back and do it again, or was that the move that you thought was going to win the race?
To be completely honest, that was just my brain at the time. I've only been on iRacing for a month now. So I'm still learning with every race, and someone like Cameron, I probably could have took advantage and ride him the same way I was. I knew he'd cross me over when I was on the bottom, but I just race him with respect. He works hard. He's up front every week, and I'm not usually up there, so I didn't want to ruin both of our days. And I was so glad to be up there at the end, but I probably would wish to go back, and redo it later on, but not now. I think, you know, that was just a learning experience, if anything.
Well, it was cool to see. It's not that we wanted to see Cameron lose. We just like to see new drivers win and different drivers win in exciting races. You definitely put that on for us tonight by making a challenge there. I thought it was very impressive. I did kind of beat on you a little bit during the broadcast that I felt like you were making the wrong move there, but for not being on the service that long, that's pretty impressive. You know, I was unaware that you hadn't been on the service that long, so congratulations on a great finish. Go back. I didn't say anything super bad or anything, and just that I would have probably done things a little differently, but you made it interesting, and congratulations on a third place finish tonight.
Thank you for having me in the booth. And if you're wondering, I know it's a long last name, but it is Quisenberry. That's how it's pronounced. So
I think that's how I was saying it. So
yeah,
I'm
you were the right one. So I'm just glad to,
Sweet.
But it's been great. I can't wait. This is a great week already. Early birthday present. I turned 17 Saturday, so just awesome run. I'm stoked.
Well, happy birthday from Extreme Sim TV. I'm sure Rachel feels the same way.
Yeah, no, definitely. Happy birthday.
All right.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, you got anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just parents for helping out get the setup, last month. Great Christmas gift. My friend Cade Ferguson, he's in the Navy, so he's on the ship right now for 6 months, so he probably wasn't able to watch today's stream, but me and him are running matching teammate paint schemes in this series, so I can't wait for him to come back for the summer season, and just everyone at home watching. It's awesome.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on that third place finish. There's your third place finisher tonight, Landon Quisenberry, driving the number 156 Borgia Toyota Supra. All right, we're going to bring up our second place finisher of Anthony Giuliano, and we're going to go ahead and let Rachel get that interview in.
All right, Anthony, Rachel, and Ronald up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good. Congrats to you on a second place finish. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels great after that run. I didn't think I had the car for half of the race, running back in, fifth or sixth, seventh, on back to 10th, and the car just kind of came around there at the end and was able to make a pass last lap there. Cameron gave me a little draft and brought it home second.
Yeah, definitely saw that. How you got around Landon. You think if you had a little bit more time, you would have had something for Cameron?
I'm not sure. It's so hard to pass here. And Cameron's such a good driver. I highly doubt it. But, I would have tried to at least get in his rear view and try to make him mess up or make a mistake somewhere. But like I said, I doubt he would have done it. It is just so hard to pass here, especially it doesn't matter if you're fresh tires or old tires. As long as we're all even, it's tough. But I'd like to think I could have, but never know. So we'll just keep pushing.
Yeah, well, no, you definitely did a great job. You started in 11th, and you worked your way all the way up to second. So, that's definitely impressive.
Yeah, it was a tight field. It was a great run. I don't know what it looked like in the booth there, but just running where I was running, there was some really, really good racing up front all night. Really good racing in the middle of the pack. It was just all over the track. Had a little incident at the end, but other than that, it looked like a pretty clean, pretty fun race for everybody.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So, once again, congrats on your second place finish, and any sponsors, any shout outs you want to make?
Yeah, well, I always say thanks to my wife for letting me do this. Thanks to you guys for coming on. Extreme Sim's been very good to us. Wilder Graphics obviously put a selfless plug in there for Wilder Graphics for iRacing paints, and I think that's about it.
All right.
Well, before we let him go, he said I don't know what it looked like from up there. It looked like a rocket ship coming to the front, baby. That's what it looked like. And I was calling the 17, where did he come from? So before we do let you go, I got to say, man, I thought you had a real chance if you could have gotten by the 156 a lap earlier, because for some reason Cameron was struggling to get through 1 and 2, and I don't think that you really were. So
Yeah, I found a little something there at the end, and I think they kind of burnt their tires up racing side by side. So yeah, maybe a lap earlier, but yeah, it was hauling. I was kind of shocked when I passed Hermie there and started leaving him. I actually shocked myself there.
All right, now back to Rachel.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting race. So, once again, congrats on your second place finish. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you all.
All right.
All right, that was your second place finisher of Anthony Giuliano. Bringing up the number 67 usually. Tonight I think there was a different number on the car, but regardless, same driver. Cameron Hearns joining us in the booth after 100 laps here at Michigan, leading some early laps and then leading a good majority of the later laps. Talk to us about tonight and that battle you had going there at the end with the rookie sensation, Landon Quisenberry.
Yeah, it was awesome. I felt like on the long run, I definitely burnt my stuff up at the first run of the race, and then I was trying to save stuff. And Landon was fast. Me and Elliott had a great battle. I felt like, who else was it? Another young guy was up there too. I think he ended up getting into the wall off too, a little contact with somebody. Harrison was bad fast. I hate to see that, but the pits on the green kind of separated the field out. Michael pitted later, so it'd been interesting to see if his fresher tires would have caught me down. I think it'd been really close at the end, but just track position's huge at this track, and clean air is definitely huge. And I think once you get up front, guys can get a run, but it's really hard to make it happen.
So, not sure that he will go back and watch this, but if Landon does go back and watch this, I think that he'll see when he was making that attempt to pass you, he was picking a very strange line from my perspective going into 1. He was mid to low, and he was almost trying to like do a dirt track slide pass, which was setting up that same type of crossover that you see in dirt track racing when people do those types of slide jobs. The guy that's up front sees the guy coming. He knows he's going to slide up in front of him. So the guy in second, in this case you, just backs out of it a little bit earlier, and then you get back in the throttle and turn down to the bottom and cross him over. Was there a way, and you don't have to tell me the truth, but was there a different way or a different approach in that, instead of running that low to mid line, if he'd have stayed up with you in that high line and made you stay up just a little bit higher and ran, the second groove instead of doing a crossover, that it would have made a difference?
Yeah, he would definitely carried more speed off the corner and also put me out of the groove a little bit. So it cost me a lot off the corner as well. And it's one of the things racing for as long as I have. Like, I saw his entry point, and I was like, there's no way he's going to keep it down there. So I was kind of ready for it, and it was fun. It's one of the things is coming, and it's easy to kind of race with it. But it's awesome to see him battling up here for the front and stuff. But I saw him down there, I was like, unless he knows something I don't know, there's no way he's making that corner with me running my line. So yeah. It was awesome. It was good racing. I mean, this race tonight was probably one of the most fun. There was literally 6 or 7 guys battling out for the win throughout different points of the race, and that is awesome to see. And as the league continues to progress, go further, you get a lot more guys running up front battling for the top 5 and a lot of new winners, and that's awesome. And that's something that I think everybody should be proud of.
Well, awesome hearing from you tonight. I'm going to hand it over to Rachel, see if she's got anything for you, and then she can kind of finish the interview out. Congratulations tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, no, definitely just congratulations. And I mean, I think we're gonna have to start charging you rent because you keep being up here. So, but no, congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Any final shout outs before we let you go, sir?
Yeah, Wilder Graphics, Ron, Rachel, you guys do an awesome job. Appreciate you doing the broadcast. It's awesome to go back later on the night or tomorrow and watch the race while I'm eating lunch or something. And just my mom, dad, they help babysit my son during the day, and they do an awesome job with him. So I appreciate them spending a lot of time with us. My wife, who allows me to play a couple nights a week, or probably more than a couple nights a week, but. Just big shout out to all the guys tonight. It was great to see a lot of guys battling up front at a track like this. So I look forward to next week and later on this week.
Alrighty. Well, once again, congratulations on the win tonight. We'll let you go and let you go celebrate.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and dragging up
Ronald.
a name from the past up here in the booth with us on Extreme Sim TV. We got the rowdy Travis Browder joining
Ronald?
us. Doing well, Travis. We're about to close this thing out. Not sure if you caught the race, but it was quite an interesting race tonight. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did. It was a really nice finish. Congratulations to Cameron.
Right on. Well, give us your thoughts on the race, and then we're going to close this thing out.
It was a good race. I watched like the last 30 laps, I think, but it was very good, interesting racing to see. Very exciting there at the end. You know, that's what the fans like to see, and it was a lot of fun out there to watch tonight.
All right. Well, like I said, rowdy Travis Browder joining us momentarily here as a
Been a long
guest
time.
up here. It has been. Appreciate you stopping by. We're going to let you go real quick, and then we're going to close this thing out.
All right, good night, Ron and Rachel.
All right, Rachel. 100 laps here at Michigan. We got the finish we wanted. The race was pretty good racing throughout the field, throughout the night. Hard to cover everything, especially when you had tight packs here and there. But there was some really good racing. And I think Cameron kind of topped it off pretty well. There was a lot of different people up front. But what kind of stuck out in my mind when he said it was, well, yeah, you were, you know, he was up front pretty much the whole night. I mean, I think the furthest he was back was 5th, but he was always up towards that front. So, you know, another great drive for Cameron Hearn. And like you said, maybe we need to start charging him rent. Any other thoughts on the race tonight?
Yeah, no, I definitely congrats to Landon. To say that, like he mentioned in his interview, that he's only been on iRacing for 1 month. For someone that's only been on here for a month, that's impressive. So definitely, you know, congrats to him, and hopefully, you know, we'll see him, you know, towards the front more often.
I couldn't agree more. And like I said, we'll call him the rookie sensation. That'll stick. You'll hear me say it next week. I promise you, if you tune in here at Extreme Sim TV for the next race next week. You can also check us out Friday night. We'll be covering the LSRL Cup Series right here at Michigan with Matt Johnson. And I'm not sure if Rachel's going to make that one or not, but she tends to pop in here and there, so she might be here on Friday night. Regardless, you can also check out racing pretty much every other night of the week here on Extreme Sim TV. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. You can get a notification anytime we're going racing. So all of you out there watching, we appreciate it. Thank you for your time tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time.